Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Bourbon. I'm John.
I'm James.
And today we are going to do another blind battle. This time it's...
single barrel picks, most of we've done, some we haven't. Single barrel picks are wonderful. They're like fingerprints.
Yeah.
Not everyone's the same. And they can rely a lot on where they're from and who's picking it. So
I like to say they're like snowflakes, but fingerprints, huh?
fingerprints, what?
So let's CSI this.
CSI.
So again, the way we set this up, folks, is we don't know which one is which. We had our producer honestly go through and pour these, so your guess is as good as ours. We have an inclination of what the bottles might be, but we don't know what goes with what, if that makes sense. So
we don't know which order, but we love barrel picks. We've been on several. We'll even talk about a little. In fact, let's lead into that. What is your favorite barrel pick of the ones you've been on?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite, honestly, has been, I've had some really good Old Forester barrel picks. I mean, heck, even Woodford, I've done pretty good stuff, and I know it's Brown-Forman, but Four Roses, hands down, probably the coolest experience I had was the VIP at the Bourbon Affair, where I get to put it underneath the barrel. They literally had a spigot, guys, and you got to put the bottle underneath there and hand label it and just take it with you. And you can't go wrong with Four Roses. So.
No, and you just got back from the Bourbon Affair not too long ago.
Yeah, that was awesome. Bourbon Fantasy Camp. So if you're a true bourbon nerd, don't go to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Sorry, folks. I'm not against the tourism of Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but
it's a different world. It's nice for the tourists, but I mean, these are bourbon nerds and bourbon geeks all gather around.
That's right. Industry folks. What about you? What's your favorite barrel pick
that I've been on? You can't go wrong. It's tough. I still like turkey. Because, I mean, Eddie takes you around, and Eddie's a trip. He's just no nonsense, but you get him sipping along with you. He could be a lot of fun. And it's
you just like that he rolls you out like 13 barrels. You can't even walk when you're done.
Oh, the last one for Total Wine, that was just insanity, picking for 4 different stores. Yeah. There was a lot of barrels. It was a lot of fun. I mean, the one we did for Hops That Shall Not Be Named.
That's right. A business that no longer is in business.
But we made a great barrel pick on that.
We had a great barrel pick, so thanks.
So, what do you want to go through the barrel picks that we're going to be sampling for?
So the way we're going to do it, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to just take an ounce of each and then dive in and see what we can figure out.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So we're not professional measurers, so I'll make sure to give you less. Why don't I just give you this one?
Just give me that one.
That'll make sense.
Nothing. We don't like Rabbit Hole, and congratulations, Cave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, Rabbit Hole got bought by Pernod. That was in the works for a while, but they just made it public. And if you guys remember, I used to work for Rabbit Hole, so I'm excited for those guys and their new journey. That'll help them sort of open up to more markets. It's pretty cutthroat, the bourbon industry right now, trying to find more channels of distribution, if you will, and to capitalize on that. So
we're going left to right, 1 through 4.
Left to right, 1 through 4.
We'll disclose which ones we have. We know which ones. I've picked 2. He's picked 2. And I'll tell you how I got to my picks after we've picked and see which ones we like.
I'll tell you guys after.
So, 1.
Let's dive in. Number 1. I'll let you take this one.
Very good place to start. Ooh, cedar. Lots of cedar. Good smell.
I'm just going right in on that one. Huh.
Lemon on the finish.
Well, it seems a little young.
Yeah, it's nice though. Quite oily.
It's very oily.
But in a good way, not that. It's a good...
Not like petroleum, but more like subtle lamp oil. We make stuff up.
It coats the mouth real well. Nice.
Oh, I already know what this one is on the nose. It's got to be yours.
Oh.
Because I know what my two were.
If it's nutty, we know which one it is.
Wow. Yeah. That one's that's high proof.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But not much of a burn.
Nope.
No, wow. Yeah. But you can tell it's got...
Get a little fresh asphalt on that. I mean...
petroleum.
Well, like, you know, when they just paved the road.
I'm getting more burnt peanuts. A peanut that's been in there too long. You know how you get them roasted and some of them kind of get a little toasty?
I've never roasted peanuts myself.
I've seen it done.
Okay. I'm like, is that...
Yeah.
It's got
Wow, that's a full...
great mouthfeel. Definitely Kentucky hug on that one. Pretty recognizable, though.
Yeah. Tannic, though.
Definitely tannic. Alright.
I'd say you have to rinse after that one. That one coated.
Yeah. And we're going at a pretty fast pace to this. When you're at home and you're doing this, I would say stretch this out, savor it, have some fun with it, get some consensus on what people like, and start and actually tally up, see what people, you know, think it might be. 'Cause that's kind of a fun thing, just to read the room and see who likes what.
And also go through quick on your first. You can take the second because we got plenty left to really savor and dig into which ones we like the most. Lighter nose.
Oh well.
Well, that's night and day between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I mean, just smoother. A lighter touch to the very finish.
Get a little bit of like darker chocolate, raisin.
Like a very young cognac kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
That one seems like that might be a little bit higher proof too, though.
Of the group, we do have 3. 3 are higher proofs and 1 is a regular proof, if I remember right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, wow. 4 smells great.
Wow.
That's like spicy honey.
It's spicy.
I know.
Well.
Yeah, but the mouth is totally different than the nose. It's still got that honey, but it loses that spice a lot.
Yeah, I definitely get some baking spice, some cinnamon on that one. So it's got to be a rye mash bill.
So I think I might know which one that is. 1 of 2.
It's on the lighter side.
Like it though for what it is. I mean, it's...
But again, when we look at these, we like to look at multiple factors. You know, color, they're all pretty similar. You take a look. This last one's a little bit darker than the first one.
Legs, they all seem to... Well, the last one... I mean, it's got some decent legs, but compared to the first, this first one really sticks.
When they say legs, they try to get you to really think about, you know, is that going to give you some kind of a hint towards proof? Not always. I've seen some lower proof stuff have some pretty oily legs.
Yeah, it's a oomph to the body, does it stick to the mouth kind of deal. I like it. I do like it. It's different from the normal bourbon though. It's almost light and citrus.
Yeah.
Mixed it with a limoncello, but quite good. I have no idea which one that is, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one I picked.
I'd be interested to see. I'm kind of going back through these again because they're opening it up more as we let them sit here. That's the other thing. You never want to just down them all because when you go back to it a few minutes later, it really can open up and you can get some other flavors that'll kind of throw you for a loop.
It's two's got some kind of a little rough aftertaste on it at the very end.
Two.
A little bitter. Not bad, just bitter. Yeah, it's got to be entertaining watching this just walk through. So, it's sniff.
Right. This is this is part of the process.
See why Chad Zero rushed through these parts when they do.
Yeah. And we may edit, we don't know. Or we'll just let you just take it in because this is how it works.
It's good. Yeah. Even with that little hint of asphalt, maybe it's just the char. Because if it's the one I think it is, it's an older bourbon. So that might be the char in it that's speaking. But really like, and they do like 64 bourbons that they all price compare, and we do 4, so we're fine on that.
Yeah, these are all
pretty.
they're pretty close.
Yeah.
They're not that far off.
Kind of going to be 1 A, B, C, and D. It's just going to be what opened up and what our tastes are like at the time, which is fun with single barrels because you never know when they're all so. I must have, but have you ever really had a bad single barrel?
Really, no.
No, I mean, I've had degrees of great.
Well, I take that back.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain brands that I'm not as big of a fan of, so I get excited when I get a good one from there. And then other ones I'm like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're bountiful sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting less and less bountiful, so I still appreciate them all at this point.
And I guess the rule of thumb is to do labels, because for some reason labels sell more bourbon. I've never figured that out, but it seems to do that. If you name it or put a silly label on it, I mean, you're going to sell
Pretty
it.
stickers, like these underground bourbon groups have graphic designers on hand to
the Ricky Bobby edition, which is supposed
slap
to be
a sticker
good.
on it, and then they charge about $200 over retail. But hey, whatever you want to do in your free time. If that makes people enjoy art more,
True.
I'm all for it.
Or your bourbon more.
Exactly. Well, let's start taking some guesses.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go first. I want to see what you have to say. Actually, hold on. Before you do that,
Should we go through which ones we have?
What's your favorite out of this group?
3, 1, 4, 2.
Really?
Yes. And not by a lot. I mean, okay, well, this is the measuring degrees that I've done it by. I mean, 2 is distant, but 2 is still really good. And 3 and 1 are like almost neck and neck. And 4 is solid. 4 I would really enjoy.
I would say, I would say 4, 2, 1, 3.
It just.
You said 3, 1, 4, 2?
Yeah, 3, 1.
4, 4, 2, 1, 3.
Okay. So.
All right. Well,
You want to guess? Well, let's guess first. I feel comfortable 3 is the Knob Creek.
well, why don't we tell them?
Okay. So here's our contenders. And a little backstory on why, I'm going to do a backstory on why I picked what I picked.
Do it.
Knob Creek. It's the first barrel pick I ever went on. It's a 13-year. It was outstanding. I think they do a good job, Jim Beam, out there. The only knock I have is there are a lot of Knob Creek single barrels out there. I mean, it seems like they'll pretty much give that to any liquor store that wants it. But when you find them, if you can find a really good one, they are outstanding.
You said you thought that's what 3 is?
I think 3 is.
So that would make sense why
Yeah.
it's probably my least favorite, because on the flip side of that, I love the folks out of Jim Beam, but Knob Creek is one of those barrel picks that I, like, if it's really good, I'm a huge fan of, and then all the other ones, not so much for me. So I'm kind of a Knob Creek snob, I guess, based on, you know, what the barrel is and how old it is and that kind of thing. And our group's picked some incredible ones, but we've also picked some ones that I just wasn't that interested in. So that's what's interesting. Even though you may love the mash bill and that particular style of bourbon, it can be night and day from one barrel pick to the next. And it can be so different that
They could be right next to each other and taste totally different. The work out. Same rick, same floor, just different type of barrel. So what did you pick? Which one did you bring?
Well, I brought, I'll share both. So I brought the Eagle Rare barrel pick from the Silver Dollar. I've talked about them before. Larry and Susie have, I think, 5 or 6 available to sample, but then they have a package store. This is their second one. My favorite's the 4th one. If that means anything, if you guys are local, definitely stop in and try it. But yeah, I think I like this one because this one's a little bit grittier than normal from what I remember. So it was actually kind of tough to pick it out in the crowd, and I don't know if I have. But I like Eagle Rare just because it's a solid bourbon for a 10-year bourbon. You can't beat it. But also the private barrel picks, I think, are so different, and they're all really good. So when I look at a retail store, if they have an Eagle Rare private pick, you can believe I don't think twice about buying it. And price point's still really good on it. Generally, you can find it for about $50, maybe 60, depending on, you know, where it's at. But
they're always solid too.
So there's that one, and then the other one I picked, which is also a staple, is a Four Roses single barrel. Now, this is a barrel strength single barrel, and these are getting rarer to find. They're not going away. I got confirmation from Brent Elliott. Don't let anyone tell you that it's going away. It is definitely not. They're actually making more, and they should have more available soon. But what's happening is the retailers, the distributors, sometimes they can be a little bit of the enemy because they give preference to higher volume stores, and the distributors want to make money, not so caring about us as consumers. So
would you say the distributors are almost like the rectifiers?
I think so. Yeah. But this is a Kentucky Bourbon Affair pick, so just speaking about that, this is one of those ones that I did all the hand labeling on it.
What's the recipe on that one?
So OBSO, so that's also a recipe that's really hard to find now.
Yes.
Actually, if you go in your local store and you find an OBSO, you better pick it up because it's going to be really hard to find another one, most likely. So yeah, so that's that. What would you have for your 4th?
And the last I picked, and this was hard because I knew I was going to go with that. It's my first barrel pick, so I loved it. The rest I did blind, several, and it was tight for who I was going to bring. But New Riff, we've talked about them several times on different shows. I think what they do is outstanding, and the nice thing is it's picked by Wine and Market. Seth has an amazing palate. I've never had a bad barrel pick from him. Have you?
No, and I've been on a lot of them with him, so I'm kind of biased.
He does. And he's got a Knob Creek coming out.
I didn't go on that one.
We did. Went with it's Bourbon Night. He picked. So Wine and Market will have a great one too. So you can still pick. Hopefully you can still pick these up. Check with Wine and Market. Check with Imperial. They great cheeses, always solid bourbons, and a fun wine selection. They do a good job down there.
So New Riff, again, based out of Covington.
Semi-brand new.
It's pretty much a new ish distillery, but they were making OKI sourcing stuff. Even spoiler alert, making stuff for Rabbit Hole before their distillery was ready. So based on that, they've been around. They wanted to make a right bourbon, so they waited till they had a solid 4-year product, which I think is great because a lot of craft distilleries do not do that. So,
some have recently rushed, but we'll keep comments to ourselves on that.
And all their product actually, they made enough of it where they dug right into a single barrel program. So it was just a few months ago that just a wave of single barrels at all locations. So they certainly marketed it right.
And I haven't had a bad. I mean, once again, like for this, there have been levels of good, but there hasn't been a bad single barrel I've tried. So, you ready for the drum roll?
Well, what do you think? Which one? Let's go there first. So you said you think threes.
The knob. I would say 4 is the Four Roses. If I had to guess on that. The Eagle and the New Riff. I'd say New Riff 1, Eagle 2.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think Eagle Rare 1.
Okay.
I think New Riff 2.
New Riff 2.
And I think Knob Creek 3. And I think Four Roses 4.
So we both agree on 4.
And 3.
And 3.
Because I think Knob Creek's 3.
So either, okay.
So let's do it.
I want to start with 4th first.
Yep.
So number 1, Eagle Rare.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got that one.
Number 2, New Riff.
I got that one.
And I think we got the last 2 right. Number 3 is the Knob Creek, and number 4 is the Four Roses.
Yay! So I got them all right.
So
that was tough, though.
It was. Well, you knew 3 right. So my favorite, and I guess you can tell, I've drank enough of it, so I picked my Knob Creek. I knew that. My second favorite was the Eagle Rare, which was, so your favorite was
the Four Roses.
Four Roses.
And then my second favorite was actually the New Riff.
Was the second, so yeah. So you were 4 New Riff, Eagle Rare, Knob Creek in the last. I was Knob Creek, Eagle Rare, then barely Four Roses, and then New Riff last. Which surprised me because this showed so well when I did it blind. But it was good. Just
these are all good choices.
Amazing. Yeah. So that's the fun thing about doing blind, although we kind of did.
What were the 2 that you mixed up? So you mixed 2 up.
I mixed the first 2 up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had that as the Eagle Rare and that is the New Riff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I just kind of flipped them.
They're pretty close in proof though too. So
yeah.
It's,
I mean, what is the proof on it? I mean, it's
100 proof, right?
110.
Okay.
No, they're barrel proof. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought it was a lighter touch for a barrel proof. So I flipped the first 2.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So I would have never guessed in my choosing that I would have had New Riff as high. I definitely.
That was your second favorite, yeah.
I don't have an issue with younger stuff, but a lot of times I do gravitate towards the older stuff. So that was pretty refreshing, and no surprise to me that my Knob Creek was last because I always kind of picked that out in a crowd. But
Jim Beam tends to be nutty.
But yeah, so this was fun. All right, so we appreciate you guys as always. If you have single barrels that you want us to try or tell us about, let us know.
Send samples, yeah.
Send us samples. We won't say no to that. And then tell us what your favorite single barrel or your favorite barrel pick experience was. We'd love to hear. Feel free to comment below. As always, like and subscribe. And we've got some additional videos up there. If you like what you see, feel free to follow us. We'll make sure to have more content for you soon. But outside of that,
I'm James.
And I'm John.
And we just talked about a bunch of single barrel bourbon.
Thanks for talking Let's Talk Bourbon. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Cheers.